Welcome back, or hello if you're new. Either way, it's lovely to have you here. Today I'm doing a little meal prep, and I asked on Instagram, and so many of you guys voted that yes, you want me to film it, so that's why we're here. Here's the menu for today. I'm gonna do some baked vegetables, some tuna fried rice with egg, chicken and lentils, ultra low sugar cheesecake cups, and a chicken burrito bowl. To start, I'm going to do the easiest one first, and that's the roasted vegetables. I'd also like to thank Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. I use them to host both of my websites, and you can find all the recipes for what I'm creating today over on my blog Eat, Run, Lift. So like I mentioned, starting with the roasted veggies because they're easy, and I just wanted to pop them in the oven before I started cooking everything else. So I'm making 5 serves that I can sort of grab at and mix with other things over the next few days. For vegetables, I'm using 4 potatoes, 3 medium sweet potatoes, 1 parsnip, and I think it was 4 or 5 radish. So I just chopped them up and put them in a big bowl, and then the dressing that I use from this is the dressing that I made for my roast vegetable salad. So it's a 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil, 3 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar, 1 tablespoon of coconut aminos, or you can use soy sauce if you want to use soy sauce, 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard. Then I'm also adding in black pepper, some salt, and 3/4 of a teaspoon of dried basil. I think they're really yummy, and they do pair with lots of different dishes, which is great because I think it's always good to have something in your fridge which you can just grab and pair with other things, especially if you're short on time. So I'm just going to bake them at 180 degrees Celsius or around 350 Fahrenheit for about 40 minutes. Now let's put together our tuna fried rice with egg. This will make 3 portions. So for this one, I just wanted a really easy lunch option. If you're making a single serving, I would recommend using spray olive oil, but I had already accounted for 1 tablespoon of olive oil for the full 3 servings. So I'll just put a splash of that on the pan, and then I'm going to add my brown onion, I'm going to add my garlic, and I'm going to add 3 egg whites. You can cook the egg whites in a separate pan and then add them in on top if you want to later, but I just wanted to dirty up one pan because I was already going to have so many dishes to do after this meal prep. Because we've been on lockdown for so long here, I actually haven't done much prep this year because I haven't really been going out or about, but my weeks have started getting a little bit busier again, and as you guys may have seen, I just finished off putting together my low sugar dessert ebook, and I have already started working on another project, so I've had to account time for that in my week, so I just want to have a lot of my food prepared and ready to go. Now I'm going to chop up and put in some vegetables, so I added in 9 stalks of broccolini, so that's 3 per serving, 1 whole carrot chopped up, and then I used half a red capsicum. I was going to add some snow peas, but I totally blanked and I left them in the fridge, but I suppose it doesn't matter because I ran out of room in the pan anyway. Then I use parboiled rice, which is like semi-cooked rice, but if you're cooking your rice from scratch, you want to cook it first so that you can add it in. I used 1.5 cups worth of brown rice, and then I also added in 1 cup of vegetable stock or broth, whatever you want to call it. Once that had cooked a little, I added in 3 drained tins of tuna. Then I added some chili flakes and my coconut aminos, but again, you could use soy sauce in place of the coconut aminos. After a few more minutes with the tuna cooking in there, it was ready, and when you serve it, you can add in some sesame seeds and some dried shallots on top, and they will add a delicious texture on top of this one. Now at the same time, my vegetables that were in the oven are finished, so I'm just gonna pull them out. For the chicken burrito bowl I'm making, I just want to poach about 600 grams of chicken, so that means boil it, and then once it's boiled, cook it on a low simmering temperature, and then we're going to shred it with a fork afterwards. While that's cooking, I'm just going to put together the chicken and lentil dish in a pan because it's really simple. Again, this is one of those ones where I just cook it all in one pan. Okay, so I'm putting in a tablespoon of olive oil, and then I'm going to cut up 600 grams of chicken breast. They're kitchen scissors. I don't know why people in the comments always get so stressed about me using kitchen scissors to cut chicken. That's literally what they're for. It makes your job way easier. Now, I like to use frozen vegetables for this, but I'm just going to throw in 4 cups worth of mixed vegetables. So the mix that I'm using today, it just has some carrot, some broccoli, cauliflower, and green beans. And I'm going to mix them through, but if you are using fresh vegetables, add them in later. Then I'm going to add 1 whole can of lentils. Remember, lentils that come like this have already been cooked, so just make sure that you drain and then rinse them. Then I'm adding in some Cajun seasoning, garlic seasoning, and some salt. And then that's it. We leave it all to cook through. Just make sure you don't add the lentils right at the start. Let the veggies and chicken cook a bit before you add them in. Now I'm going to show you my ultra low sugar cheesecake cups. This is actually one of the recipes from my low sugar dessert ebook. There is less than 4 grams of sugar in each of these cheesecake cups. If you've been around here, you'll know for a while that I have PCOS, so I try to limit my sugar intake. Firstly, I'm just making the base, and this will make 6 of the cheesecake cups. So 1 1/4 cups of oats, 1/4 cup of unsalted butter, 1/5 of a cup of erythritol, 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and some salt. Then I use some coconut oil spray to grease a muffin pan, or you can just use muffin papers. I just didn't have any. These are going to be baked at 150 degrees Celsius or around 300 Fahrenheit for 15 minutes. Now I'm just checking on my chicken and lentils dish, giving it a stir, but it's pretty much done now, so I'm just going to pull that one out. And then while the cheesecake bases are cooking, because they have to cook and then we have to let them cool before we can add anything on top, I'm going to put together my chicken burrito bowls. Now to add a fresh salsa on the side, I just made a smaller serve, but for 4 full servings, I would use 1 small red onion, 4 tomatoes, 1/2 cup of coriander, which I totally thought I had, but I didn't. So I ended up running out and having to get some and put it in fresh the next day. And then you could use 2 jalapenos and the juice of 2 limes. You're going to chop it all up and mix it through well. Now after I shredded it, I did add in some taco seasoning mix, but you can just put it in the water when you're poaching it if you want to. I just wanted to do it afterwards. And then to assemble them, so we can either make the taco bowls, if you want them a more carb dense meal, serve them with rice, or I just wanted to turn them into a salad, so I put them with spinach instead of rice. And then we're adding in black beans and shredded cheese, and then later on when you serve, you could add in a tablespoon of plain Greek yogurt instead of something like sour cream, and you could also serve it with 1/4 of an avocado for some healthy fats. If you want the recipes and the calories and the macros, jump on over to my blog, Eat Run Lift. Like I said, I'll leave it all linked. And I also wanted to thank Squarespace again, my website host, for sponsoring today's video. I like to simplify things. As you can see, I make simple recipes, but I also like to keep my web design simple because honestly, I need to spend more of my time creating content rather than fussing about all the behind the scenes details, and Squarespace lets me do that. They have an incredibly easy design tool that you can use, and when you jump in and get started to create your blog, brand, or e-commerce website, you can pick from heaps of their gorgeous templates. It's very easy to change and customize them to suit your branding. They also have built-in social media posting, so when you put up something new, you can auto-share it to your other social networks. And they have built-in email campaigns, so you can do everything in the one place with Squarespace. If you want to give it a go, you can set up your website, have a little play around, and see if you like how it feels and how it looks. And then when you're ready to launch your website, jump on that URL that I've put on the screen, squarespace.com/RachelAust, and it will take 10% off your first purchase. So if you need a website tool that will have your back for everything from the hosting to the e-commerce to your email campaigns and even booking and scheduling, check out Squarespace. Alright, let's make the filling for our cheesecake cup. So I'm taking a low-fat cream cheese and I'm going to use a hand mixer, and then I'm going to mix that up with 4 tablespoons of erythritol, 1/3 of a tablespoon of vanilla extract, some lemon zest, and 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. Mix that again, and then we're going to add in 1 egg white and 3 tablespoons of tapioca flour. So tapioca flour is just a thickener. Then we're going to mix it up again and pour it on top of our cheesecake bases. Now this is going to go back in the oven at the same temperature for 10 to 12 minutes, and this is the test. When you pull it out, the edges should be firm and the middle should wobble. Now you add your toppings. I love just having lemon zest on top of my ones. And then you're going to let them set to room temperature and then pop them in the fridge. I had to pull mine out a little bit early, so as you can see here, they're a little bit broken. But trust me, leave them to set for a little bit longer than I did and they will be perfect. So that's all the meal prep that I did. So this is about like 3 days worth of dinners, little meals, things that I can throw together. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Like I said, I'll leave all the recipes linked if you want to try something. And don't forget to check out my little low sugar dessert ebook. I spent ages working on it and I'm so happy it's finally come together. I really hope you guys enjoy the recipes in there. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking all the way through if you're still here. I appreciate you guys so much, and I'll catch you in my next upload. Bye!